Hey, what's going on, day crew, night crew? Look, I'll be the first to admit it. I'll even raise my hand, right? We got some controlling behaviors, right? Maybe not you, right? But I'll raise my hand. I even got the shirt, the picture, right? I'm a member, right? I might even be the president, right? But in this video, what I'm going to show you is 3 tips that can help you with curbing that controlling behavior. Let's go ahead and get right into it, right? 1, ownership. Now, when we talk about ownership, I'm not particularly talking about a person, place, or thing, right? But I'm talking about taking ownership over your own actions. You see, we know that you can only control things in yourself, right? You can't control what anybody else is doing. And look, I'll even give you a little insight. Sometimes that controlling behavior, it comes from insecurity. A lot of people know that the people that we hang around are just reflections of us. And sometimes we can demonstrate some toxic behavior, not because of, what they're doing, but maybe it's things that we see in ourselves that we particularly want to change, right? Maybe that person isn't showing up on time, right? And you feel like you should show up more on time, right? They remind you of themselves. So you take it upon yourself to try to control them. But listen, I'm gonna set you free here, right? The only thing that you can control is yourself. Other people's attitudes, other people's reactions, that's them. That's their problem, right? The only thing that you have ownership over is yourself. Let's get into the next one. Number 2, you gotta offer grace to people. Hey, look, I have a friend, she has a child, and when they first got this baby, it was a bundle of joy, right? They immediately went home and they got the baby together. They got the house together, right? They baby-proofed the place, right? They made sure all the sockets was filled, all the cabinets couldn't be open. And, they did what parents typically do to make sure their children are safe from harm. But as the child got older, right, start walking around and gaining teeth, right, some of those safety protocols need to be taken off, right? Because check this out. I told her, how is the baby going to learn how to walk and how to get up if it never learns how to fall? Too many times when we are put in leadership positions, right, or being a teacher or being a mother or a father, a wife or a husband, too many times we try to be too preventive and letting people fail. But guess what? In that failure, we shouldn't even call it failures. We should call it lessons, right? And when we put in all these different controls to try to prevent people from failing, what we end up really doing is stunning their growth. They got to grow into it, y'all. They got to get their own thing. They got to learn their own lessons sometimes, right? Sometimes experience is the best teacher, right? And all you need to do as a person is this 3rd thing. Let's recap it first, though. Okay? Let's recap it first. The first thing is you need to take ownership. Take ownership over yourself, because that's the only thing that you have ownership over in the first place, right? Is yourself. The second thing is offer grace. You gotta give people the opportunity to fail, right? Because sometimes only through that failure will they learn. And the third thing, you made it. You made it this far, right? The third thing is that you got to be the example. Hey, look, I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be in a controlling environment, right? Where people are always over you. But guess what? You got to be consistent. If you want to really teach people, if you want to really get the lesson across, you got to be the change that you want to see, right? You have to be that beacon of light. It's not enough to tell people to go to the gym, right? If they want to lose weight. But you yourself, you have to go to the gym, right? You have to be about that. It's not enough to tell people to get knowledge, right? And you haven't read a book in months. Yes, since Dr. Seuss, right? It's not enough to tell people to chase after their goals and you haven't been chasing after yours, right? Come on now. These are the things that you need to take into consideration when you want to, be more and try to curve that controlling, that toxic controlling behavior that could really be holding people back. Let's recap it. For one, you only have ownership over yourself. For two, you got to allow people to have grace, right? You got to allow them to learn the lesson. And for three, always be the example. My mentor, Dr. Duckett, he once said that compliance, right? Before you can hold your team accountable, before you can make sure that your team is in compliance, you yourself have to make sure you're in compliance. Hey, look, before you get out of here, why don't you go ahead and like this video? Go ahead and like it, and then go ahead and subscribe and share it with a friend, right? Rewatch it again, right? Give it to somebody who has that controlling, toxic behavior that may just need to curve it a little, right? Because they're going about things the wrong way. All right, I'll be back, guys. Thank you. Thank you for going ahead and watching this. I thank you already in advance. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Just be wealthy, be healthy, and most importantly, be free. You can't control them. You can only control yourself, okay? You can only control yourself. Be free. Thanks.